Welcome to the Economy Creators podcast and radio show on K-Fred Lifestyle Optimization Radio. I'm your host, Mary Farias. Economy Creators spotlights real stories of entrepreneurs and creators building their own personal economies around their unique interests, talents, and experiences. If you're an economy creator and would like to be on the show, I invite you to reach out and apply to be a guest. I love meeting and spotlighting economy creators. Today's show is an exciting one. As you may know, part of the economy that I have created for myself is that I am an author and a publisher. I founded Iris Blue Publishing in 2010, and this year I am facilitating the Economy Creators Anthology, a co-authored book featuring people who are courageous enough to step out and create their own economy. The book will be published at the end of 2026, and throughout this year, I will be spotlighting each of the co-authors and featuring them on the show. Today is going to be fun because I have 3 guests. All of them are economy creators, and all of them are co-authors. These are the 3 gentlemen who are currently on our co-author list for the Economy Creators Anthology, and I want to introduce you to each one of them. This is pretty exciting because all of them have different backgrounds, but all of us have something in common, and that is personal growth and development, really seeking to move forward and ditching the old paradigms and moving into new and exciting adventures. And all 3 of these gentlemen are excited to be a part of this project, and I'm excited to have each of them as a part of the project. And so I want to introduce you to them now. Let's see, we have 3 of them. Rian Nilsen is one, John Corpuz is another, and Lorenzo L.A. Rothery. And let's see, Rian, do you want to just start by telling us just a little about yourself and the personal economy that you're just starting to create around yourself now?
Yeah, so little background on my life is I spent pretty much my entire life wanting to make a difference in the world. That's always been kind of my guiding principle ever since I can remember is I just want to make a difference. I want to add value. I want to do this and that. And I went through a lot of different iterations of positions and jobs and things like that and ended up landing on after going through, some management type stuff and learning a lot. I spent over the 20 years in corporate human resources. I really enjoyed that particular vocation, and it got to the point where I was ready to step out and do something more because I wanted more freedom first and foremost. And I also enjoyed the creativity and the fun that I was able to make inside of that position or inside of that career, but it just didn't seem like it was enough. And so I just stepped out 4 years ago, and now today I'm a content creator, I'm an online marketer, I'm an accountability coach inside of our Magnet Mind community, and now officially an Economy Creators Anthology co-author. And I help, I think really at the end of the day, my mission is to help everyday people just really level up by getting into this personal growth and development and leveling up their mindset so that they can grow into that space that they want really are wanting to grow into, be able to stay consistent. And and more specifically with me, it's all about helping people regain back their freedom in their own economy, and that is by helping them build income streams without overwhelm. Just basic stuff to help them create their own economy. But there are things that I get to do that I love, and that's, be a part of this community with Mary. Mary and I met about 3 years ago, and ever since then, been like this. Just realize that it's all about this our mind. Mindset is everything. You put that first, everything else comes and follows later.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that introduction. That's so good. I have some follow-up questions that I'll ask after we get more of the introductions underway. John Corpuz, do you want to tell us a little bit about you?
Hi everybody, my name is John Corpuz, and basically I'm from the beautiful island of Oahu, Hawaii, enjoying the island life, and now in my 50s, been working for the state of Hawaii for the past 26 years, and recently just retired from my job, and which I'm really happy for. And then, kind of like Ryan, but in the back of my mind, I always valued freedom. Freedom of time and money. So when I retired, I said, "There's got to be more to this than just a job per se. I want to, like you said, create your own economy, make your life meaningful." So I always like thought of my to live a life with purpose and service. Like when I was in the visitor information program, which I retired in, I always loved meeting new people, like seeing new people and helping them. So not only purpose but service too. I really craves um helping people, serving people, smiling and talking story with people. I mean, I'm just a people person. I can just, like I told Mary, I can talk to anybody, no, whether they're stranger or not. I'll talk to them as long as they're polite. Then they'll talk back to me. I'm there. But anyway, my motto is, and my word is, to inspire and be inspired, especially when I I'm a cancer survivor. Surviving cancer was like a breakthrough to me. I had a whole new perspective in life. Like everything, life. I don't take life for granted anymore. I live life to the fullest because I can see, your life can just come and go anytime. And then, I mean, you just have to make life to the fullest. So I now want to help people realize that don't take life for granted. I mean, this life is like, I mean, like a one in a million chance. You have to live life to the fullest. And then now I'm wanna write my own story. Like I'm co-author of this new book, this collaboration of my fellow co-authors, and I just want to write my story. In my If it was to inspire everybody out there that, hey, life is so precious, and you can do it. You can live life even through all these obstacles and stuff like that. So it can happen. You create your own life. You're the creator of your own life. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. And I mean, you're the captain of your own ship. So um with that, what can I say? I'm just want to go out there, inspire and be inspired. I even go on my Facebook post, and I just write words of wisdom, write words of encouragement, just to motivate others. And people appreciate that. They say, oh, they congratulate me and keep up the good work and that kind of stuff. So I'm just out there, just having fun and enjoying life. That's one thing too. Have fun in life. I'm in the point where I want to just have fun in life.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be a chore to live, right? It should be fun. It should be enjoyed.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Lorenzo, LA. Do you want to share with us a little bit about you?
Yes, I do. I love that. Hello, everybody. My name is Lorenzo. LA's nickname, Rothery. I'm born and raised in New York City. Been living here in South Carolina for the last 45 years or so. I came down to go to college and then thought I was going to go back up north. But I met a young lady and we started a relationship and fell in love. She wasn't having no part of that, so I got stuck down here. I needed a change. That's why I came to South Carolina. Because living in that fast lane, it was all good and fun and whatnot, but I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I probably wouldn't. It'd be hard for me to do it there until I got myself disciplined and to accomplish what I wanted. Um, I studied finance in school. I thought I was gonna take off in that field, but I didn't actually finish, and I went to work, and I've been working at a latex manufacturer. We made surgical gloves. I was there for a long time. I'm still there, but I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur because I felt like that was the only way you can have control of your time and your money. And I tried a few little things, but I didn't stick to it or pursue it as hard as I should have because I wouldn't be there at the latex plant. But long story short, I did. I stayed there. Like most people, you get stuck. You just start making some money. You get married. Then it's all about taking care of the family. So I did that, and I'm still doing it. I'm still married, but I still needed to do something else. And when it really hit me, like I said, I've been working there at the plant about 38 years now. And a lot of people don't stay on the job that long, but I was. But then what hurt when our corporate company come down and told us they was shutting us down because we didn't fit in their picture for the future. We've had layoffs and everything. I had never been laid off there. I'd never been fired from a job, but that was the main job I had and have always had. So I said, well, now I've been studying about entrepreneurship, personal development, all my days and whatnot, get myself prepared and ready, but just scared to take the leap to get out there and really pursue it. And when that happened, that woke me up and opened my eyes and said, you better do something. Because I didn't know if I was going to ever get back there, which just so happens that I did. But I was 61 then. I'll be 63 this year. And I said, I don't want to be caught in that situation again. I want to have something to fall back on. And I know, like I said, I've been studying business. A lot of people get done like that. These corporations, the companies, they have to make money. They got to do what they got to do. And if they want to shut you down and lay you off or whatever, they go do it if it's in their best interest. They appreciate what you did, but it don't matter to them and stuff. So I said last year I got to looking for a group that I can then get involved with that's gonna help push me and make me get on track to use what I've learned and to learn new things and be able to apply them. And that's how I come across Mary and Magna 30. And I just, it was like just a godsend because her and the people that's sitting there, they was like the kind of crew I wanted to be with, people I wanted to be around and stuff like that. Because they was, like I said, inspire me and push me, that made me go. Mary knows so much. She's trained under Bob Proctor, and I know him and all that he's done. And I said, well, this is where I'm gonna park my head at, on the personal development side, because you got to do that first. Another thing one of the things that made me want to be go into business for myself. I was looking at different industries and things like that, and I said, people have a lot of problems with health issues. They're not getting cured or anything like that. They dying before they should be dying. Young kids, middle aged, um, people in their 30s, 40s, then people in their 60s and 70s. They still can have a potential of living. And I said, I don't like that. I said, I will try to work that out where I can help people to improve their health and extend their life. Everybody's going to die sometime at one point in time. That's God's call. But I always say, I ain't trying to rush it, and neither should you. And like I said, with the economy, it's been up and down. You don't make enough money. We don't get paid enough on our jobs to be able to dance. We just survive it. Now we barely survive it the way it is. And that was another thing I didn't like. The financial situation. I want people to be able to earn as much as a doctor or lawyer or something like that. Would I have to go to school all that time? Because a lot of people ain't gonna do that because they not interested. They want the money they make, but they don't want to put the time in for the education. And now doctors and lawyers, it's so bad they have to hustle a whole lot more than they used to them make ends meet themselves. So I'm like my other brother said on here, it's all about improving myself. I'm building myself, but then helping others to build themselves too.
Love it.
Because that's the way we all gonna survive.
Yeah. So good. So good. Well, thank you. And here's the thing too, is the point around economy creators is no matter what's going on in the economy around us, we can create an economy around ourselves, around our unique interests, our unique experiences, our unique talents and abilities. And when we can do that, there is no cap on how much we can earn, right? And that's what's exciting about it because one, we get more excited because we're doing things that we love. And two, there is no ceiling on how much we can earn and how much we could do and how much good we can give to the world. So I would love to know what really drew you to this project. What made you really want to write a chapter in this book? John, how about you? What's your chapter going to be about?
My chapter is basically my story of mainly how when I got inflicted with cancer and what was going through my mind. Like, some people just gave up and said, "Oh, woe is me, I got cancer." But me, no. I mean, I only was like literally 19 years old when I got cancer. I said, "No, cancer is not gonna beat me. I'm still young. I still got a lot to live." So I'm really writing about like my mindset was, like maybe how cancer really affected me health wise and that kind of stuff, but how I actually broke through and got cured. Now I'm like cancer free for over 30 years. You know what I mean? Like I live
That's awesome.
90, yeah, over 30 years. I mean, cancer free. So, um, and unfortunately, I've seen people that's even younger than me that wasn't as lucky. So I'm coming from a grateful heart, like do not take life for granted because life is so precious. You have to each day you live is a good day for me. That's the first thing I say when I wake up. I thank you for allowing me to live another day, and allowing me to live my day that the way I want to do with my three things: health, wealth, and happiness. So those are my three things, and to inspire and be inspired. So that's like a memoir, like on my I mean, one chapter is not enough, but eventually I want to write a whole book, but I'll just pack it in one chapter and go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a perfect start to the economy around your writing because you love writing, and I think
Oh, I love writing.
yeah, and
Yes,
I think
exactly.
this is a perfect way for you to really expand on that, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you for this opportunity, Mary.
You're welcome. You're
But
welcome. Well, thank you for being a part of it. So let's see. John wants to inspire and tell his story about how wonderful life is. And here's the thing about this. It's so important to have a starting point because if we don't have that gratitude towards life, if we don't have that pull for more, then we probably won't step out of our comfort zone and do the things that need to be done in order to create our own economy, right? And so, John, that grateful heart that you're coming from is just so wonderful and beneficent and benevolent that we need to embrace that. And I think gratitude is just key to beginning this cycle of having our own economies.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Ryan, what's your pull? What is the reason behind being a part of this book project?
Mm. I want to reveal what really happens when you make the decision to burn the ships and trust yourself and conquer the island.
Mm.
And I've had this dream in the back of my mind ever since I left my corporate career, is that I want to work anywhere in the world, work from any beach, more specifically, in the world that has access to internet. Because if I have my laptop, I have the laptop lifestyle, and that's what I look forward to. That's what I keep coming back to and thinking about, why I left, because I could no longer keep one foot in there and then have this dream in my mind of being free and, living anywhere I want in the world and being able to earn a living and give back to the world and really help people. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of the essence of that. I mean, it seems kind of vague, but that's really what I'm going to be talking about in my chapter.
Well, I think that is really important because so many people are in the 9 to 5. So many people are in corporate America. So many people feel stuck in that space and crave the freedom that you're talking about and dream of the laptop lifestyle that you're describing, but they don't get there. They're just stuck in the dream rather than moving towards it. So I think what you're describing is going to be so inspiring to those people who are in that place, right? In that place of, "Oh, I don't want this, but there's gotta be more, but I'm scared. What do I do? How do I do it?" And I think what you're going to share with everybody is going to help them make that move for themselves.
I agree wholeheartedly because I want people to understand that I didn't leave because I had a perfect plan. I didn't have a golden parachute. I didn't have a retirement income. I didn't have anything. All I had is the desire to be true to myself. I left because I felt like I was betraying myself staying there. And at some point, I realized that I had to stop keeping one foot in safety and then the other foot in possibility. I was just conflicted. And I decided, for me, I mean, you think about the story about the burning the ships. For me, it's burning the ships wasn't acting necessarily irresponsibly. It just meant removing it. I had to remove the option to retreat into an identity that no longer fit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you grew larger than your present place. That's what Wallace D. Wattles talks about. You get bigger than where you are and you have to make a move. And I think that you are going to share that with the world, and I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, because once I made that decision, everything changed. And this journey and this book are about what happens, really. Think about it. What happens when you commit first to yourself? You make that commitment first. You make that decision, and then you grow into the decision a little bit afterward. You just keep moving forward and growing into it. It's been amazing.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, LA, what's your chapter going to be about in the book? What are you excited to share?
Well, the main thing is I always had a strong belief that I could do anything, but I hadn't followed through. So I want to come out as an example for people to be able to believe in themselves, and no matter what their desire is, they can make it happen. Now, and like I said, you have to have your help because it's gonna take work, physical and mental and whatnot. And then after that, you have to have your dreams, your desires, and then you make them come about. You bring them forth. You can sit there and trust me, I tried it. They talk about the law of attraction. You sit there and think about it and wish for it and everything and think this is gonna happen. That don't work. So you got to go to work.
Yep.
Once you go to work and put in the effort, be guided right, You can damn have anything you want. And I believe everybody that should have that opportunity. And a lot of people don't. We've been we've been misled, fed a bunch of lies throughout our life. And that's what has held us back. And I want to change that thinking.
Yeah, that's good. I love it. Well, and that leads me to the next question. Lorenzo, you can start. What is something, just pick one thing. We can talk more about other things in another time, but what is one thing that you had to unlearn, a belief or an expectation or a pattern that you were going through that had shown up throughout your life, but something that you had to unlearn in order to take this step?
That I wasn't good enough. That wasn't it was being successful in life wasn't for me. And by just doing the training and studies I've been doing, I learned that that's a lie. If I just do what I apply what I learned, I could have it, and so can anybody else.
Oh, I love it. That's so good. That's so good. How about you, John? What's something that you had to unlearn, a belief or a pattern or an expectation or something that was holding you back that you had to unlearn?
Yes, along the lines with Lorenzo, at one time I said, um, I'm not good enough, or like the book. Who will read my book? There's so many people writing about that. Who's gonna? Well, why am I so special? And there's people gonna read my book. So now I'm unlearning that. You know, I'm my own unique person. So there's nobody like me. I'm authentic. I mean, I have my own message to tell. And even if I just inspire just one person, I did my job, you know. And now anything is possible. And all you gotta do is make the decision. You don't have to care how much money is involved, whatever time. You just make that decision. I've learned that in Magnet 30 that you just gotta make the decision, and everything everything, the people, the resources will all come through, and then blessings will come through. Just make that decision and just do it now too. Take action.
Mhm.
Don't wait.
Yeah. And when you were back, think about back when you were diagnosed with cancer, was there a situation or a time or a belief that you had to shift then? Did you immediately have a sense of foreboding and then you talked yourself out of it and said, "No, no, 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 no. We're going for this and we're going to beat this thing." Was there a shift for you that had to take place?
Yeah, there was a shift. Actually, when I was 19, I was actually in shock. Like, how can cancer, I mean, inflict me? I thought cancer was only for old people because when I had cancer, I was this um healthy guy in the Navy, like full of dreams, full of adventure, and then all of a sudden this cancer hit me, and I was like in at first in shock, like why me? Or how? I mean, I thought I'm still young, and like dream of a lot of stuff. I had so much dreams, and then so when the bad news came of me having cancer, I I not only accepted it, I said to myself, cancer again is not gonna beat me. This is not how I'm gonna end my life. Not at this young age. I got so much stuff to live for. Like, I was single. I was gung ho with life. I was full of adventure, that kind of stuff. So I said, no, I'm gonna beat this. And then I think that mindset, that fortitude, that perseverance really broke the mold. I had that, like you said, we always say, break the terry barrier. I actually went through, and another terry barrier. I went all the way through, and nobody could stop me. Like a like a snowball rolling down the hill, getting bigger and bigger, and just crashing. Like still going, and to this day, I keep that attitude. And what not only breaking through cancer, but whatever in life, nothing can. Now I'm getting to that point where nothing can hold me back. Only you yourself can hold you back. Yeah, so
Mm.
I'm just breaking through after.
Okay.
Yeah, one time more. Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like once you made that decision that cancer wasn't going to beat you, that caused momentum to happen.
Correct.
And
Yes.
one thought fed off of another and another and another, and it just
Mhm.
you you made it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now here I am, married with 2 children, living the life, like, and then more to come. I can't wait for more blessings to come, and being grateful to having that life,
Mm.
instead of being taken away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something to be said for saying no.
No, just say no.
Just say no. How about you, Ryan? What is something that you had to unlearn along the way? Coming from the
Mm.
9 to 5 corporate America, something
Mhm.
that held you back, that slowed you down, and then you said, uh-uh.
Yeah, I think all my life, in my whole career and how I got to where I am today, I always felt like there was always some kind of rite of passage I had to pass. I had to jump through this hoop and that hoop and this and that. I had to get the education. I had to keep continuing my education. I had to keep going for more just to get up and move up the corporate ladder. And the belief that I had to unlearn is that if something feels uncertain, it must be irresponsible.
Mm.
And I'm like, because I was like, I've gotta stay in this frame that I've been put in, or I allowed myself to be put in over all these years, and I felt like I had to comply with that, and I actually got comfortable with it because it was quote unquote working for me in the sense that you know, bills were paid and this and that. But for me, inside and out, I wasn't being fulfilled because what I was craving was growth. And I was craving it in a different way. I wanted to be able to step out on my own terms and do what I want to do. Because and what I've learned since then is that growth requires a different kind of responsibility. It requires being willing to get to know yourself and growing into that new person, that new identity, that new self-image that can break free of the corporate shackles, if you will.
Yeah, and it's not always comfortable.
Not at all. It's super exciting and super rewarding when you're able to, crash through that terror barrier, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You talk about Marion Bob
Yeah.
Proctor talks about.
Yeah, crash through that thing. Well, and that's the thing. We've been, and all three of you have mentioned it. We have been put in boxes from a young age and have certain expectations put upon us by our parents or our schools or our teachers or our religions or our whatever culture, whatever it is. We have these boxes that we're supposed to fit into. And whether it's through illness or whether it's through education or whether it's through staying on the job or being a part of this economy, this is all you can earn right here. There's a cap. And LA says, "No, no, no, there's no cap. I want to create my own economy around me." So that freedom is what you are craving to get you out of the 9 to 5, to get you out of that corporate jail. And John, you're talking about health. You're talking about vitality. You're talking about the fact that this is not my fate. I decide. I decide. Right?
Mm.
And this is all about taking control of our own lives. And that's what I love about this crew of gentlemen is that you are all taking the reins, to use a horse reference, taking the reins and deciding what it is that you want in your life. And deciding that you call the shots and deciding that this is what's next. Not that. Don't tell me what's next. This is what's next, right? And so I'm really excited about this project. I'm really excited about how your chapters are going to come to fruition. I'm excited to read what inspiring words you all have to say to our audiences. And so as we wrap up today, we're going to be meeting all of the co-authors throughout this entire year leading up to when the book is published in December, and we're going to really get to know our co-authors, and you're all going to share what you're learning along the way with the audience because this is so important to grow through this experience. So, as we finish up here, I want each of you to just tell me one word that you are embodying now and that you are living into and you are expressing every single day and you are striving to express every single day. John, why don't you start? Because I know what your word is.
Yeah, you guessed it, Mary. Yes, again, my word is to inspire and be inspired. I so tell myself that's who I am every time I wake up. Inspire and be inspired. Whether I post something on Facebook or I say something or I write something, it's always to inspire or be inspired.
I love that.
Because I love that. I love inspiring and I love being inspired by people like you, Mary. That's why I'm so happy to be in this group. So to
Aw.
inspire, be inspired.
Thank you, John. That's so good. That's so good. How about you, LA? What's your word?
My word is completion.
Oh,
Been a hindrance to me. I start things, but I don't complete them, and that's what I'm in the situation I am in now. But that is going to change because I know you have to follow through and complete what you start.
yeah. Yes. Starting with this book right now, right? Yeah. Awesome. I love it. I love it. How about you, Ryan? What's your word?
My word, wait for it, is decisive.
Yeah.
Because as I was speaking, I'm no longer circling around. I'm no longer to pre-qualify myself. I'm no longer waiting for other people's approval. And I'm choosing powerfully and I'm decisive in the direction that I'm going right now. And I decide and then I move and everything is magic after that.
Yes. Yes. And that's a big secret. That is a huge secret that people don't know. Decide first, then you'll experience everything that you want. We all kind of touched on that today. So, gentlemen, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. And also, thank you for being a part of the Economy Creators Anthology because I'm excited that you are all a part of this. And there's more to come from you gentlemen in the future. So thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
It was a pleasure, Mary. Thank you for interviewing us.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I'd love for you to see that each of these gentlemen, although from 3 different walks of life, knew that there was more to life than what they saw, what they were told, or what they were programmed to accept. They felt the inner pull. They were inspired to be, to do, and to have more, and they acted on that inspiration. Here's the question I encourage you to take with you and answer. What pull do you feel from within? What do you want more of in your life that you're not experiencing enough of right now? How can you start moving in that direction and begin creating or expanding your own economy? And thank you for listening. Are you an economy creator? I want to meet you. Join me for my free Economy Creators Challenge that I host the first week of every month. And if you're interested in being on the Economy Creators podcast and radio show here on K-Fred Lifestyle Optimization Radio, please reach out and apply. I can't wait to meet you.